Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while, it's been a minute, but I'm back. And I thought today I would do a get ready with me and I would just talk to you guys, give you a little update, a little life update. And yeah, to show you my current, this is my day, if I want to put some makeup on in the day, this is my daytime routine. And I thought I would show you this because it's so quick, easy, simple. I know I'm doing this with my hands. It's so easy, so simple, and you don't need to be able to do loads of techniques. It's just really straightforward. So I'm going to show you. Yeah, let me just get my hair out of my face. So real quick, I've got hair dye on my head. Let's ignore that. And also I've got a bruise here because I did get Botox recently. So yeah, I've got a bruise. Let's ignore that. So I'm not going to talk too much about the products. I will show you the products that I'm using, but I'm just going to give you a little life update and just talk to you about what's been going on and why I haven't been on here. But first I'm going to use the Vitamin Enriched face base from Bobbi Brown. I literally fell back in love with this recently. I love it. It's just the best. I'm just going to apply some of this to my skin. So last time I posted on here, I was just about to do the London pop-up shop, I think. So since then, I had the London pop-up shop. That was amazing, by the way. Like, I am so glad I did that. I literally met so many of you and had the best time. I was really sad when it finished. I was like, oh, I want to go back to the shop. It was so fun. So that was literally amazing. If you came, thank you so much for coming. I really loved it. I loved meeting you. I loved talking to you all. It was literally so fun. And then after that, I actually moved apartments. So I moved because I know loads of you noticed on my Instagram that I moved because I did mention it. I moved apartments because my tenancy was up on the last place and I just felt like I love that apartment, by the way. Like, I felt like it was just incredible. I was living on the 41st floor. I could see the whole city. It was probably, like, it was literally incredible. Like, I can't even believe I was even able to live like that, honestly. It was amazing. But for me personally, that building was very party building. It became very... I almost felt like I was living in a hotel / uni because there was just so many parties going on. It just didn't really feel like home to me. It didn't feel homely at all. So I had my eye on this place for a while because I went to speak to people. I went to speak to the people in the showroom when it was being built, and I got to see what the interior was going to look like before it was built. So I literally instantly fell in love with these apartments. I just think they're so much more homely. So that is literally what I wanted, basically. So I wanted to move somewhere that feels more homely, more cozy. This is way smaller. I furnished it all myself instead of getting something that was already furnished. And it's just so much nicer. I feel a lot more settled here, a lot more at peace. It's very quiet, this building, which is amazing because the other building was just, if you like a party vibe, then living there is perfect for you. But for me, it was just too chaotic and just really not for me. When I go home, I just like to be at home and just, I don't know, it just wasn't my vibe. But anyway, next I'm going to apply some concealer. This is the Huda Cosmetics Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. I'm going to use the shade 2.5W. I normally use 2W, but I don't want as much brightness because this is like a daytime look for me that I'm about to do. So I don't, like to go too bright under the eyes. So yeah, I then went through the whole process of moving out, which if anyone's moved many times, you know, it's literally the most long, annoying thing ever. I'm just going to take this Bobbi Brown concealer blending brush. I'm just going to use this to really map out where I want the concealer to be before I start blending it. So yeah, basically I ended up moving, so that was all crazy. That was actually straight after the pop-up shop. And then I went to Jamaica because I went to Jamaica with my boyfriend and his family, which was such an amazing trip. I literally loved it. I was so sad to leave. Like, I've never felt really like that of a trip. Like, I'm always sad to leave, but I'm also excited to get back and get back to work and stuff. But for some reason on that trip, I honestly just felt so sad. When we had to leave, I was like, no, I don't want to go back to the UK. I want to stay here. So yeah, and then I got back and I've just been trying to get settled in, and I finally feel nice and settled. I've got furniture, and everything finally coming together in this apartment, so I feel a lot more settled and good. So I kind of wanted to wait until I felt settled in before I start filming again. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on. So I'm gonna let that concealer dry down for a little bit before I start blending it in with the sponge, because I don't want the sponge to take off any of the product. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. So I'm gonna do some cream bronze slash contour. I'm gonna use the soft focus concealer again in the shade 5C. So yeah, how has everyone's Christmas been and New Year? I feel like it can be a really hard time for a lot of people. I feel like people say, you know, Christmas is like the most wonderful time of the year, but I honestly feel like for some people it's really not. So this is quite a warm shade, so it gives me that bronzy kind of look rather than like a full-on contour, but I still place the product quite high. And then I'm also gonna apply this to contour my lids as well. So I just go in my lids like this, and then I pull it out. And it looks crazy right now, but once it's all blended, I promise you, it's not gonna look this crazy. I'm then going to contour just down the front of my nose. So it's literally New Year's Eve right now, and I feel like I've got to that point where I just don't even care to be going out anymore. I don't know if I've just gone really boring and gone like an absolute grandma, but I just feel like every time I've been out New Year's before, like I always get fear of missing out, like, oh my god, I need to go. And then I go out and then I end up just not even having a good time. So this year I've just like, do you know what? I'm just happy to just stay in, film a YouTube video, do a little bit of self-care, write some goals and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really what I'm using my New Year's Eve for. I do feel like, though, when I start watching people's stories, I'm low-key jealous. I want to go out, but then I'm just like, every time I do it, I end up not having a good time anyway. So as I'm getting older, just being in my own space all the time is probably not good to be like this, to be honest, all the time, because I'm very antisocial now. But yeah. My boyfriend works, he's a DJ, so he's at work tonight. So I just blended that in, by the way, with this Bobbi Brown full coverage face buffing brush. I really love this. And now I'm going to just use my sponge to press that concealer in. I've seen as well that a lot of people are doing their highlights of 2021 on Instagram. And I honestly felt like, I thought, do you know what, I want to do that. But then at the same time, I feel like I'm almost just fooling people, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, this year I spent a lot of the year like not in a good place mentally, and I just feel like if I was to then post all my best bits online, which we always do anyway, I feel like everyone always does that anyway, but if I was to just post a highlight of all my best bits of the year, which I've had some amazing times this year, but I've also had some really bad lows where I literally have been in a very bad place mentally. So I just felt like if I was to then go and share all my highlights, it just wouldn't feel right to me, just because of the year. Like, I've not had the most like amazing year mentally. I know I don't post as much anymore, and I'm going to be completely honest with you all. This year was really hard for me mentally, emotionally. I cried a lot this year. And like I said, as much as I had the most amazing moments, I also had some really dark times as well. So I just want to share that, because I don't want you to ever look at my life online and think that I have a perfect life. We all go through things, and the most important thing in this life, I'm telling you now, is your family and your health. That is the only two things that is important in this lifetime, okay? Everything else is just a bonus. It's, you know, it's okay, it's nice to have certain things and it's nice to have a certain lifestyle, but the most important things in life, don't ever forget it, is family, friends, people that you love, people that you care about, and your health. And that is it. And I think this year I think I did a lot of maturing, for sure. I think I matured a lot this year. I think my perception of life changed quite a lot this year. I realised how much certain things don't really matter to me. So I'm just taking a tiny bit of this Huda Beauty foundation. I just do a tiny little bit at a time on this big buffing brush. This is a Huda Beauty buffing brush. And I just use a tiny bit of foundation just to blend everything in. Just so it looks nice and seamless. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm also going to go over my lips as well, just to blend everything in. But yeah, I feel like this year I did a lot of growth. Even though I went through a lot mentally, I think what happened was I buried a lot of trauma like throughout my life, and I never kind of dealt with it. And I felt like this year, for some reason, it all just came out. Like all the trauma just hit me at once. But I feel like I've grown a lot as a person this year, so I'm happy. But yeah, I think a lot of the time this year as well, when I've wanted to post and I've wanted to be online, it's been difficult because I've felt a bit, I've always felt like I don't want to say that I'm going through things mentally, or I feel a certain way, because I think I have such a privileged life. I have a lot of blessings, and I count my blessings every single day. I'm so grateful, and I don't want people to look at me and think that I am an ungrateful person. And I think a lot of people can look at someone's life and have their own perception of it and think that, well, you have this life, like you can't be sad, or you can't be, do you know what I mean? So I just never have wanted to come in and talk about it, but I feel like it's important. I've seen a lot of people opening up and I respect them for it. So I felt like, do you know what? I've hidden for so long, like so long, about how I've really felt. And people just think I'm lazy and I don't want to post content. And it's just not that at all. It's just, I'm not gonna come online and pretend to be happy and be good when I don't feel that, because I think as well it's really hard to do that. It's really hard to come online and pretend that you're like happy. It's almost like I have to put on a front, and a lot of times I just don't want to do it. So yeah, that's just how I've been feeling anyway this year. But apart from that, I've had some amazing moments as well that I'm truly grateful for. I have people in my life that I am so grateful for, and I count my blessings every single day, and I'm going to make it a thing for me, well, next year, this year coming up, to just try and continuously focus on good things and try and mentally stay on a good path. But I just wanted to open up about that anyway, because I feel like not enough, I think as an influencer, people get scared too. I know I've literally always been scared to open up about things like that. The reason why I'm opening up as well is because people that have supported me for so long have messaged me and kind of been disappointed in me for not posting. And I do get it, because it's like for years and years and years I've been so consistent, and then I just kind of, it looks from an outsider point of view that I can't be bothered, or that I just made money and I don't care. And it's literally the complete opposite, because I make less money personally now than I ever did before. But it's never been about money for me. It's just been about loving what I do, and that was like my first and foremost, the most important thing, was just enjoying what I do. And I'm not the type of person that can like just force it. I just can't. But yeah, I'm just setting my under eyes with some of the Soft Focus Loose Powder in Translucent from HB Cosmetics. This is actually coming back in stock the end of January, because it's been out of stock now for a while, but it's coming back, and I've ordered a lot because it sells out all the time. Makes me so happy. So yeah, this time I've ordered a lot. So I'm just using this little brush as well. I'm just powdering in the center of my forehead because I am an oily bitch. Down the center of my nose and then on my chin. I'm next going to use some Charlotte Tilbury. This is a pressed powder in the shade 1, and I'm just literally going to press this in the inner corner of my eyes because I just have such dark circles at the moment, and I get the most amount of darkness just in my inner corner. So just a little bit of bright powder just makes such a difference. I'm next going to use the HB Cosmetics bronzer in the shade medium. It's literally basically a whole face of my brand, and I know that's probably really annoying, but it's literally, I create these products because I love them, and literally it's all I use. So I'm not even trying to be jarring and just use my own shit, because this is literally what I do day to day. So I'm just applying this on my forehead. I'm using the Bobbi Brown blush brush. I recently got some Bobbi Brown brushes and I actually love them. I'm just going on my lid and then I'm pulling it nice, pulling it out here. But what are your goals for 2022? I think as well, I'm gonna say this because I think there's so much pressure with social media, there's so much pressure online to be successful and to do all of these things and do all these amazing things. But I'm telling you now, right? Please do not put pressure on yourself, because no one is doing as well as what they're making out, okay? No one's life is as perfect as they're making out, and no one is as happy 24/7 as they're making out, because being happy 24/7 is literally the most unrealistic thing ever, because we all have down days, we all have days where we feel shit, we all have days where we feel insecure, we all have days where we're moody, we all have these days, okay? And I feel like social media, please take it with a literal pinch of salt, okay? I am bad for probably not being as open with my life and with how I'm feeling and with being, you know, I don't think I do much to help that perception. I think I am bad for it. Like, I do post highlights of my life, but I'll be honest, I find it really hard to be completely open and vulnerable with the internet, because I used to be more open, and I just feel like it opens yourself up to a lot of hate and criticism and stuff, and it's just something that I mentally, on top of everything else, can't really deal with right now. So, but I'm just telling you now, even with my Instagram, with everyone's Instagram, with everyone's social media, please just take it with a pinch of salt, especially you young girls, because everyone's got Botox and fillers and had surgery, and even when they say they haven't, no one's perfect, okay? Everyone uses filters, everyone uses Facetune, everyone uses all of those apps, me included, and honestly, just please do not think that those people's lives are never perfect, because they're not. It can be so easy to look at other people's lives and think that they're perfect and think they look perfect 24/7. Just using my by Mario palette for my brows. I'm just taking the second from darkest shade. It's like a cool tone brown, and this is the Ariel Morphe Club, the A18 brush. I just put a little bit through my brow. I mean, the only reason I'm doing this is because my brow pencil ran out. That's honestly the truth. Because if this brow pencil hadn't run out, I'd be using that. But it ran out yesterday and I forgot to go and get some. So this is what we're doing right now. I always use eyeshadow when I run out of brow pencil, but I prefer brow pencil. It's way more precise. I'm next going to use the Refi Brow Gel. I do like this, but I won't say that I love it. Reason being is, I think if you accidentally put a bit too much in, it leaves this like crusty stuff in your eyebrow. I mean, other than that, It's an amazing brow gel, like it will keep your brow hairs locked the fuck in. And I like how it's a brow gel and then it has the brush in the lid. I think that's a really cool little invention. Love that. I'm going to do a little winged liner, just a little baby one, because why not? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So sometimes I'll literally just do mascara now and call it a day and do my lips. But I think, do you know what? I think I want to do a little wing. And I just got myself a new Huda Beauty liquid liner because I love this. It's so good. I just had my lashes permed as well and I'm obsessed. I've grown them. Okay, let me just, I can't breathe, talk, do anything when I do winged liner, so just bear with me. Oh, look at the Christmas tree in the background. I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait to take that down. I've really not felt in the Christmas spirit this year at all, like literally at all. So I only put it up because I felt like if I don't, I'm a bit of a Scrooge. Do you know what I mean? This is about to be the first time I put mascara on with my lashes recently permed because I only got them done yesterday. So this is gonna be this is exciting for me right now. If you've ever had your eyelashes permed, you know how I feel right now. I'm excited to put mascara on. Literally my lashes are this long because of that lash serum, that UK lash. So good. Honestly, if you've not tried it, if you've not tried that lash serum, then honestly, you're missing out. Because it's the best. I'm just using the Huda Beauty mascara. I love this one. I'm just using the curl and length side. I'm going to use the volume in a minute. I sometimes do it the other way around. And then next, I'm going to use MAC Oak lip liner. And I'm just going to line my lips. And then I use it to kind of fill in my lips as well. And then I just take my finger and rub over it. And then all I'm going to do is just apply a tiny bit of MAC lipstick in the shade Peach Stock. Also, I did have brown hair and then like I went through the whole process of getting brown hair. I was really excited about it. And then it faded like lighter and lighter and lighter. So I was like, right, let me just put a dark brown back on top. Why has my hair ended up black again? Like, honestly, this is supposed to be brown. And every time I put dark brown in it, it just goes black. Am I doing something wrong? This is the finished makeup look. So simple, really easy. Honestly, this is the easiest makeup look ever. I know this is my product, but I cannot recommend this concealer enough. It's changed my life. Since I formulated it, I don't use anything else. And I also wanted to say thank you for all the positive feedback on my products because honestly, creating these products and my brand brings me the most happiness and fulfillment ever in the whole entire world. Like, honestly, when I think about times where I felt so low throughout this year, this has just kept me going. But honestly, this brand has just kept me going because it just brings me so much enjoyment, fulfillment, happiness, all of them things. So when you guys love it as much as me, I'm just so grateful. I'm really, really, really grateful. So yeah, that was the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like I've talked too much, what's new? But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, whatever that may be. Bye!